The smell of burned flesh clung to the walls. Machines hummed in rhythm with her failing body. My daughter lay wrapped in bandages, her face an unrecognizable map of pain. I wanted to hold her, but even my shadow might hurt her now. The detective's words rang flat, almost rehearsed. "We don't know the reason for the fire." My wife excused herself, rushing to meet the lawyers. Her heels clicked down the sterile corridor. Too quick, too eager. I stayed. I leaned closer, adjusting the sheets, pretending I still had purpose as a father. That's when it happened. Something hard slipped against my hand, hidden beneath her gown. A small, fireproof safe key, melted around the edges. A tag attached. "Dad, if you're reading this, the safe is in the floor of my closet." My breath caught. I looked at her chest rising in shallow, labored movements. My daughter, my child. Even in this state, she was trying to tell me something, and I already knew. I wasn't supposed to find it. That night I drove home alone. I moved quietly through her room, as though she were still there, asleep under the posters on her wall. The closet floor gave way with little resistance. I pulled out the safe and turned the key. Inside, photographs. Stacks of them. My wife. Another man. Their smiles intimate, private, the kind of softness she never spared for me. Letters followed. Plans, promises, weekends while I was away. And then, worse. Copies of financial transfers. My daughter's college fund, my accounts, bleeding into offshore holdings. Her handwriting, neat, confirming what she knew, what she had kept. I sat on the floor until morning, not crying, not even moving, just absorbing the truth like a poison soaking into marrow. It wasn't the affair that hollowed me out. It wasn't even the theft. It was the note she'd left in the safe for me. One line, written by my daughter, "Dad, she wanted me gone." The next weeks passed in a silence no one questioned. My wife believed I was grieving, consumed by the accident. She mistook my detachment for despair. I was watching, listening. Her phone buzzed late into the night. She silenced it quickly. Her laptop closed when I entered the room. Her eyes lingered on me, measuring, suspicious, but only for seconds. I pretended to crumble. I skipped work. I let my beard grow. I sat in the kitchen staring at empty cups. To her, I was harmless. In reality, I was building a ledger. I copied her calls, stored her emails, downloaded bank statements she thought hidden. Every whisper of her betrayal lined up neatly in files under my control. And always, in the back of my mind, my daughter's broken voice, imagined but insistent. She wanted me gone. At night I rehearsed my silence, my stillness, my restraint, because the day would come when her performance would collapse and I would not raise my voice when it did. It came on a Thursday. I received the DNA test results in the mail, confirming what the photos hinted at, what the timing of her pregnancy suggested. My daughter was not mine. I held the paper in my hands for a long time. Then I folded it neatly, slid it into an envelope, and placed it on the dining table. When she came home, she noticed it instantly. "What's this?" I said nothing. She opened it, her face draining of color as she read. Her lips parted, searching for words, excuses, lies, anything. I kept my gaze steady, calm, unflinching. Finally, she whispered, "You don't understand." I did, perfectly. The silence between us was heavier than any shout. The next morning, I visited the lawyers before she could. I handed over the files, every transaction, every record of stolen funds, every piece of proof of her affair. I gave them her life, dismantled and cataloged. When she arrived, frantic, expecting to control the narrative, she was met with cold, legal precision. I sat across from her, Not as husband, not even as enemy, just as witness. Her voice broke. "You can't do this to me." I tilted my head. "I already have." She wept. She begged. She tried to touch my hand. I didn't flinch. The woman who set fire to my world was watching it burn in her own hands now. The house is quiet now. My daughter's room remains untouched, frozen in the echo of her laughter. I stand there sometimes, not to grieve, but to remember, to honor the only truth that mattered. She tried to erase me. She tried to erase us. But in the end, her secrets buried her instead. I no longer feel rage, not sorrow, just clarity. The truth has weight, and I set it squarely on her shoulders. I walk away lighter. And when I think of her face crumbling, her empire collapsing, her silence screaming louder than her words, I finally understand what it means to be free.